My next guest is making his Med City Fighting Championship debut this week in the co-main event when he faces Chris Hicks, representing St. Cloud, Minnesota. He's no other than Derek Benoit. How's it going tonight, Derek?
What's up? How you doing, man?
So, a
Doing
dog wants to
good.
chime in too. She says, "What's up?" I think someone's at my door. So we'll see how long this goes. I might have to do a couple edits sometimes. Let's see.
Yeah,
So
okay.
just days away from your next scrap, you're joining a bunch of your teammates. Tyler Matheson, would have been Bobby Lee. You got an amateur and Ashton Thompson on the card with you too. How's camp been with so many people tuning up for not only a fight but a fight on the same night? And how's camp been?
Yeah, man, it's been it's been good. The energy's been good in the gym. It's always good when we have like multiple people fight on the card because you can kind of feel like the energy, especially when it's like so close. So it's been pretty good. It's been a pretty good camp. No injuries. Everything's been good. I feel pretty good.
Nice. That's rare too. I mean, there's injuries, then there's training
Mix
injuries.
and knacks, yeah, and
No one's ever healthy when they hit the cage. There's
yeah.
no need to act like anyone is. So I mentioned your teammates. You're over at Start BJJ under Brock Larson and all the crew over there. You also just had a UFC debut for Angel Pacheco just a month or
Yeah.
so ago. How'd you get into the sport and what led you to start BJJ?
Ooh, good question. So I've always found fighting interesting ever since I was younger. Anime got me into it. I used to be a real big Jet Li movie guy, so I used to always like to watch fighting. I don't know, like it was just I feel like it was always something I was wanting to do. But what really pushed me to it was when COVID hit and they were canceling everything, and then I was playing football at the time, and I was out of pocket. So I thought would be a waste of my time to go back to school to, pay for school and pursue my football career. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I was like, I think this is a good time for me to start fighting. But where I was at didn't have any fighting gyms. It was like so where I'm at St. Cloud, and it was like an hour and 30 minutes outside of St. Cloud. So I had to I don't know, like I had to look online, and I found Start BJJ. That was the first gym that popped up, and then I started to commune there like 3 times a week. Fell in love with it, and then I ended up moving to St. Cloud and trained full time. So
I know how that goes. I live in a rural part of Pennsylvania
yeah.
where like if you search MMA in my area,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to a McDojo. Like
Yeah, Dojo. Yeah,
some
I
guy
know.
who's watched like 3 UFC cards in the day, may have been at a Bellator event. He's your coach there, and people go there for some reason because there's nothing else.
Yeah, I know.
But when I expanded my search, I did start to find like, I have a couple Gracie gyms, I have a couple
Mm-hmm.
Team Balance gyms. It's just you have to do the drive, like you kind of mentioned, like an
Gym,
hour
yeah.
and a half, 2 hours just to even get to a worthwhile gym. As I mentioned, next up though, you're not only having a new opponent, you're going back to a weight class too. You're moving back up to
Yeah,
heavyweight.
back to heavyweight. Yeah, I never thought I would go back because I remember last time I was heavyweight. I said I'll never do that again. But nah, yeah, I'm not really. I mean, I'm not really big. Well, I'm like what 228 right now. So, and then I'm the guy that I'm fighting. He's pretty light too because he fights at 205. So we'll both be around the same weight. So
So this actually works out better than with the replacement because
yeah,
you
yeah,
you were
actually,
fighting a husky guy.
yeah, an
Let's say it that way.
actual heavyweight guy. Yeah, an actual heavyweight.
And this is more a late notice light
Late
heavyweight
notice, yeah.
bout held at 265.
Hmm.
Are there plans to stay at heavyweight? I mean, no one wants to cut weight, but you're not really cutting either. So like,
Yeah. Honestly, no, I don't. I mean, I don't plan at staying at heavyweight. Honestly, I like 205. I don't know. Like nobody likes to cut weight, but I don't know. When I cut weight, I feel like I don't know. I feel like when you gotta cut weight, like you gotta do the work. You gotta go run. You gotta do this. You gotta watch your diet. So I feel like that helps out a lot too. So I actually, yeah. So I like going on to 205. I think that's where I'm gonna be at. But
And with Med City Fighting Championship, I'm sure no one on my channel has heard of it. I've
No.
never heard of it, and I've heard of like many hole in the wall. I watch promotions down south that are like held in bars. How'd this one come together?
How the cars? So the dude who runs it name is Matthew Vo, and he's run. I was supposed to be on his last show last year, but something happened. I don't know what happened, but I don't know. So this will be the second time. So this will be MCFC2, and I don't know. He hit me up like a while ago around the time I was getting ready for my last fight, and was like, I'm putting a card together. I'd like to have you and a couple of your teammates on. And he already talked to my teammates, and then I was like, yeah, and everything he was saying sounded good. The contract what he sent me looked pretty good. So I was like, yeah, I'll be down. And then I looked up the opponent, like I took the fight because it made sense, like I know I was going to be at a disadvantage, but I felt like I would have beat him, if he would have not pulled out. But yeah, it made sense to me. So I was like, yeah, I talked to my manager, coach, and I was like, hell yeah, let's do it.
That makes sense. If this is like the second card, that's probably why I haven't heard about it, because it's new. I mean, they're already doing things that a lot of others aren't doing. They interviewed everyone on the card.
Yeah.
Which like no one does that anymore, even at the LFA and the higher levels.
Yeah.
It's more so like you might get like a promotional like fighter interview for internal use.
Mm-hmm.
So they know what to talk about on commentary. Maybe they'll do a little blurb on a blog post or something. But I believe that was actually even ran by Matt. I think that was the guy who was doing all the interviews too. So like very hands-on, which is nice because you can kind of tell it's very bootstrapped and very new. And I mean, it's Minnesota too, so I've never met an asshole from Minnesota. Everyone they have a Minnesota. Nice, they might have an edge, but everyone's a little. Everyone's been nice so far, I should say. Yeah. And so this card is on streaming, so it's great to even say their second card. They're already putting it out there, and somehow cheaper than half the regional cards I've seen. It's only $15, so I'm going to link that below.
Yeah.
I think you have a promo code too that you kind of get a little kickback on the pay-per-view.
Yep.
So I'll have that down below too. And then with the opponent change, like you haven't really had much time to look at it. Like, how do you see this fight going, or is it just just go with the flow?
This dude, I feel like this guy is a lot better than the guy I was gonna face because he's more like he's a seasoned veteran. He has a fight in Bellator, and he's like he's fought in. I seen his last fight. He fought a UFC vet, and went all 3 rounds. So like he's real seasoned. Like he looked like he's really tough. It's gonna be a good fight, and I feel like I need a fight like that against someone who's really experienced to see where I'm at. I'm actually really way more excited for this matchup than the last one, honestly. So I'm actually, I gotta be on my A game. I know he 27 fights in as a pro.
That's 27 in MMA.
Yeah, maybe not a really great record, but experienced enough. Especially I'm really early in my career. I feel like this is a good fight for me.
Nice, and it's co-main event. Teammates in the main event too. A little bit of Tyler too. Tyler has fought for CFC. He's fought for LFA. How do you see your the team doing as a whole in this card?
Sure, I think we go undefeated. Honestly, yeah, I think we go undefeated.
And I think, are you guys still undefeated for the year? I think I saw from February or March you guys were still undefeated.
We were, but the UFC in Atlantic City when Angel fought.
See, I'm counting Angel. No offense to Angel.
Okay,
I counted that as doing the cartel.
Yeah, regional. Okay, yeah. You know what? Yeah, we're still undefeated. I think. Yeah, we're still undefeated.
I mean, I know Tyson was in the corner for that one, so
yeah.
we can add asterisks. Still undefeated for the year. Going to keep going undefeated. And then where do you want to see your career go? You're only like 3 fights in so far.
Yeah, man.
Decent amount of amateur fights. You did the amateur scene correctly. Where do you want to see yourself?
Man, I want, obviously, I want to be on the big stage, obviously, like UFC, but I'm not in no rush to do that. I honestly want to fight overseas, honestly, but like before I take that step into the UFC, like fight for, like I want to fight overseas for a little bit, then fight for PFL, Bellator, CFC, I want to fight for everybody, honestly, and then when I'm ready, make that step into into the UFC eventually. But yeah, I that's the goal. Honestly, I just want to keep fighting for like a long time. I just want to keep fighting until I'm like 40.
And the weight classes, I should say, you're in, because
Yeah.
you have bounced back and forth. They do tend to have a slightly extended career versus the small guys.
Yeah.
Neither one of us are ever going to make anything 1-0 anything.
Yeah.
So, and you also, even in an amateur scene, you faced fighters who have fought and won already. Like
Yeah,
Phillips,
man.
for example.
Yeah, that amateur career is what made me move down to light heavyweight, because I was fighting some pretty big, strong. Like I thought I was big and strong. I was like, dang, it was different fighting someone that actually had to cut to 265. So yeah, I feel like I did feel like I did the amateur scene correct. I would have liked to have more fights, but it's kind of hard finding fights around here. So
You're not in a heavily dense area. It's probably the nicest way to say it. Even you were originally born down in Miami.
Yeah.
Even down there is kind of sparse now. They have like 2 or 3 regular promotions since Titan FC is no longer around.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's still night and day compared to the Minnesota scene. But outside of that, I'm gonna pass the mic to you. I'm sure you have some sponsors and support coming to this one. I want to give you the mic to kind of shout those guys out, and we'll wrap it up afterwards. Mike's all yours.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Eric Means with M&M Construction for always sponsoring me and being there for me. And shout out to Sweets for always supplying me with the treats that I need. Can't eat them now, so I gotta wait till after the fight. But and yeah, and shout out to my teammates, coaches, and everybody at my gym. We can get this win.
April 27th. I'll pass the link down below because I'm sure there are people that follow my channel from the area.
Yeah, man.
Most likely, I know a lot of my followers are from the East Coast and West Coast, not the Midwest. So I'm put the link below. $15 for a card that you're not getting that anywhere else. And being honest, the UFC card the same night kind of sucks. Yeah. So if you're gonna watch, a regional level card, why not watch a regional level card and support someone on the journey? Yeah. So that's the skill in the fight. And I look forward to watching it. I'm gonna be tuning in because again, the UFC card is fucking terrible.
Terrible.
So awesome. Appreciate it. We'll loop back again after the win.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, man.